Hello, everyone. My name is Sylvia, and I'm going to talk to you about living with the effects of a stroke. In my case, 4 of them. The first 3 were mini strokes, or TIAs, also known as transient ischemic attack. Though the last one was much more serious and almost cost me my life, apparently God had other plans. And while looking at me in normal situations, you probably wouldn't notice any lasting effects, but they are there. Having a stroke and recovering it can be the scariest, hardest mental, physical, and emotional thing a patient can experience. Even when recovered, a patient can have residual effects from a stroke. In my case, I have a droop on the right side of my face that's not always noticeable unless I'm extremely tired or stressed. I also have issues with my balance that most times don't appear unless I'm stressed or really tired. Sometimes my speech slurs, and I also have trouble with my memory. But the hardest thing of all is living with a brain and a mouth that aren't always in sync. Imagine trying to speak and the things that come out of your mouth are not at all what you were thinking. It's not easy to imagine, I'm sure. It's also very frustrating and even embarrassing for a patient or a person doing the speaking. If you know the symptoms of a stroke, it can mean the difference of life and death for a patient. The first experience I had with a TIA came with numbness to my right arm that lasted only for a couple of hours. But it was scary. These are the symptoms you should look for, according to Dr. Robert Brown from the Mayo Clinic. Confusion or trouble understanding, numbness or paralysis in the face, arm, or leg, and can be all 3 of those. Also, problems with vision, a headache, or balance or trouble walking. Many months and sometimes years of therapy follow a stroke, which can include physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Recovery is a lot of hard work. And here I am, a testament to how someone can live and still accomplish things after a stroke. All of these experiences I had at some point with one or more of my strokes. I was only 23 years old and 7.5 months pregnant with my second child. The first time. Talk about scary. I thought I was too young. Strokes happen more often in younger people than you might think. Hemorrhagic strokes are the most common type of pregnancy-related strokes, according to Dr. Eliza Miller of the National Institute of Health. According to an article from the CDC in June of this year, stroke is not common during pregnancy, even though women are at higher risk for stroke during pregnancy. But I did have a second stroke while pregnant that resulted in a miscarriage. It turns out they were caused by an underlying health issue that wasn't discovered for another 15 years. It is important to understand and know the signs and symptoms of a stroke, in case someone you know and love is exhibiting signs. You can get help much quicker if you know what to look for. The extent of my recovery is about 89%, which I'm told is great. It took almost a year of therapy to get there. It's not easy to adjust to the deficits that a stroke can leave behind. But with a lot of prayer, patience, therapy, and love, a stroke patient can survive and even thrive in the world after a stroke.